Hare Krishna, Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu. So we gathered here again on 28 September 2025 in the evening at 7 p.m. All right. So we are replacing all the missed class to continue our discussion on the characteristic of ecstatic love. All right. In chapter 18. So we are referring to the page 137, Prabhu. If you have got a book, it's at 137.
Yes, yes.
You got a book ready, yeah? Huh?
Pridelessness.
Sorry? Pridelessness. Yes, correct. Pridelessness. Okay. So before we start, as usual, let's do our invocation mantra. Let's worship our spiritual master and all the preceptors with their causeless mercy. We could able to study and understand this subject matter. Okay. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swaparantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagar Jadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vidamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Jayapataka Swami Tinamine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaurakada Damadaya Nagragramatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasachari Satarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitai Kripabdaya Krishna Sambandha Viknanadayine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhakti Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauramani Shri Murtai Dina Tarini Rupanuga Vrida Pasidanta Dvanta Harine Nama Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtai Vipralambra Sambode Padam Bujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Ramine Gaura Shakti Sarupai Rupanuga Varayate Gauravir Bhava Bhume Stumni Desa Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarubhama Shri Jagannathayate Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubevacha Paditanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavebhayo Namo Namaha Om Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratasya Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavan Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivashari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivashari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivashari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare. That's it. So we let's start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay. So oops, I did not open that. Okay, so we're going to continue where we have stopped. Okay. Okay, so just give me a second. Okay, so we so just to recap what we have read, right? So we were talking about this the 9 characteristic, the 9 characteristic of this person who are in ecstatic love, the 9 characteristic. So so we have gone through all these 9 characteristic of this pure devotional service. So, and we first we started off with the utilization of time, how we can utilize the time. The devotees always make sure that they are always engaged 24 hours. Second is we also spoke on perseverance. All right. Then, okay, there's some, and we also spoke on detachment, right? So now we're going to speak on pridelessness, all right? So these are all the ecstatic symptoms of a pure devotee, okay? We want to know because we are all aspiring to become a pure devotee, yes or not? We all want to become a pure devotee of Krishna. And of course, and how to do it? So we must know, okay, these are the characters. If we have such characters, we have to try to nullify it. How to do it? Just by doing that, what they call through this the journaling system. All right, the journaling system. If I feel, you can check and balance yourself on a daily basis. All right. Now let's talk on pridelessness. So here it says when a devotee. Okay. Okay, now we are in page 137. So when a devotee, in spite of possessing all qualities, so that means here they are referring to a devotee, and in spite possessing all qualities of pure realization. Okay, so sometimes we see that the devotees, even that we realize that we have all these what they call possession of qualities of pure realization. We understand. Okay, usually he's not proud of his position, and it's called pridelessness. That means he's not proud about his position. So because as we are fully surrendered to Guru and Krishna, we always believe that Guru is the one that actually provides everything. Okay, we are basically surrender everything to Guru. We don't think, oh, this I'm getting this out of my own effort and all this. All right, so everything we understand. So once we accept initiation, we are under the possession of a Guru, just like a child. Do not take pride in any of her or his possession, because they know everything was provided by the parents. By the parents, I'm talking about young children. But of course, as they get older, they start to have little pride. But the small children usually don't have that kind of things, right? So now, yata. What is yata means? Yesterday we discussed that. What is yata? Prabhu? Or Mataji? Who's that? Oh, Kesavan is here. Welcome, Kesavan.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat. So, what do you think?
Quote.
Huh?
Quote, Prabhu.
Quoting, yes. We are quoting from that. So here, quoting from Yata. What? Quoting from Padma Puran. Alright? What it says here? Arav Ratim Vahan Esha Narendranang Shika Manihi Bhiksham Attanari Pure Swapakang Api Vandate. So it says in Padma Purana, in Padma Purana, it's mentioned. It is stated that King is quoting the King Bhagirathi. Right? King Bhagirathi, who is the emperor of above all the kings. Right? So that now let's see what is emperor means. Right? Emperor means the one who rules many kings. Okay. See, in our hierarchy, first we have a Raja, then Maharaja, then Chakravarti. Emperor means Chakravarti. All right. So that means he is what they call, he is the king of all kings. Okay. Say a Raja rules a small part of a town or a state. All right. Then Maharaja means he rules many states. And emperor means he is the one that owns all this area. Right? So like that. So like in Malaysia, we see we have Agung. We have the Agung system, right? So Agung means he is the king of all the kings, all the sultans. All right? So like that. So now, King Bhagirathi is the emperor. Okay? And yet he developed such ecstatic love for Krishna. Even though that he's emperor, he's so great, so powerful, he created that ecstatic love for Krishna that eventually became a mendicant. All right? He became a rishi and went out begging even to the homes of his political enemy and untouchable. All right. So he did not see any differentiation. In Bhagavad Gita, we have studied that, right? A person who are in proper knowledge sees the cow, the Brahmana, the gentle Brahmana, the cow, the dog eaters, the plants and the trees in equal vision. So that is the what they call, that is a sign of being a pure devotee. They don't have any distinction. They don't have enemy. They don't even look at the untouchables. They see everyone with an equal vision, because every one of us has the potential of spirituality in us. We have Krishna as Paramatma living in our heart, but due to our little desire that we have taken into such births, right, to be born in this kind of family, to deceive. But one thing, in Kali Yuga, every one of us are considered outcast or untouchable, right? So in Kali Yuga, because in Bhakti Vinod Thakur mentioned in Bhakti Aloka, okay, we believe that we all have studied that. Who is that low caste untouchables? The one who eats meat and the one who drink wine. So these are the people who are naturally classified as the untouchable, right? So like that. So this King Bhagirathi, even though he is the emperor of the world, he even became a mendicant, right? And after he became a mendicant, he simply went out begging, right? The job as a beggar, it's actually a very, what they call, it's a pure kind of thing. And who can beg? Only Brahmana can beg. Why? Because the Brahmanas, they are busy with their studies. They are busy in studying all that revealed scripture, all the sastras, and they are busy in meditating on Krishna, chanting the holy name. They don't have time to go and look for a job, get money, then buy vegetables, cook them and eat them. They have no time for that. So what they do, they simply go to every house and beg for grains, vegetables, right? So, and it's also a duty. In our Vedic system, it's also a duty that we must, what they call, when we see this kind of pure devotees, mendicant come there, it's their duty to offer them something. They do not say, we don't have anything in our house. Even a little morsel, they have to offer it. Okay. And of course, in another way, when we see the reason that they come and visit all the houses is to purify such houses. All right. We have studied that in Srimad Bhagavatam, right? So the Sukadev Goswami goes to house to beg. He only remain in one house in the duration of milking the cow. How long do you take to milk the cow? That is the duration that he stays. Then what is the reason they go to the houses? To purify them, to grant them mercy, because the devotee association is so auspicious. The devotee association is so auspicious, it is so powerful that it can, even a moment, a second of devotee association can liberate one into, can liberate a person, all right? Liberate a person. So they come out by their causeless mercy. They come out and go to every house to beg, right? But because they need to have a reason to come to our house, right? If you don't have a reason, simply walk into a house. Yes, welcome. Yes, may I know what is the reason you are here? How can I assist you? No, simply come. When you simply come, how do the host will feel? No reason for you to come. Just simply come. So we must have a reason. We must have a reason. That means we want to give some patrika, or want to have invite them to the temple, or just to preach them, distribute Bhagavad. You must have a reason to meet someone. Similarly, the big devotees, great devotees, they simply go to every house simply to beg, to give them the association. To give them the association. So what he do not see anything. He even go to the political enemies and even to the house of untouchable. He was so humble that he respectfully bowed down before them. You know, he was so humble that even he bowed down before these people. Like that, there are many similar instances in the history of India. All right. Even very recently, about 200 years ago or less, one big landlord known as Lal Babu. All right. Just Prabhupada is mentioning these in 1960s, 70s. He's talking about 200 years before. All right. And he used the word very recently. Very recently, about 200 years ago or less, one big landlord known as Lal Babu, a Calcutta landlord, Calcutta landholder, became a Vaishnava and lived in Vrindavan. He was also begging from door to door. even at the homes of his political enemy. All right. So he's such a rich man. He's a big landowner. So landowner means what you call that landholder? They're known as Jamin, Jaminda. So he gave up everything. He went to Vrindavan and he started to beg door to door, even at the home of his enemies. All right. So the begging involves being ready to be insulted. So this is understand. We must understand. So begging involves. So when we start begging means what we start to have in our mind, we are getting ready or getting prepared to be insulted by the person whose home as one has come. Right. Sometimes when you see the beggar, we chase them out. Right. Oh, well, get out. You know, something like that. So that means even begging means we are getting ready, getting prepared to be insulted. All right. So, but of course, now in Kali Yuga, the beggars are the drunkards and the drug addicts and all these people who are homeless. These are the people who are very pathetic. They became a beggar. Of course, in Kali Yuga, everything upside down. All right. What is supposed to happen in previous Yuga, the total opposite pathetic situation is in Kali Yuga. Right. So now, getting ready to be insulted, and that is natural. But one has to tolerate such insult. They have to tolerate such insult for the sake of Krishna. Because when you go and start to beg or start to this thing, when they insult you, you start to check and balance. Do you still have the pride in you or not? How to know whether you got pride? God and beg, right? So how in now in ISKCON, what we do? We don't simply go out and beg. We go and distribute books. We go and distribute Patrika, Radha Yatra Patrika. Sometimes we go house to house, do collection. That is also a form of begging. And when you can do that, you put down your pride, right? Sometimes in Ipoh. Okay, reminds me about a story. My uncle, his name is Ratanabahu Gorangadas. He was born and bred in such a rich and opulent family. All right, he was such a rich and very opulent family. And his town brought me to Krishna consciousness in the year 1993. But before that, he became a devotee. First, he had so much of pride. You know, being a millionaire, you have a lot of pride. It's very natural. And of course, the devotee going to approach him to go and convert him to become a devotee. He got chased out and everything. You know, he just chased, hey, why are you coming during business time? வியாபார நேரத்துல ஏன் இங்க வர வெளியே நில்லு நோ வேற வேலையே இல்லை உங்களுக்குலாம் இப்ப திடீர்னு வந்து என்ன விஷயம் இன்னைக்கு வர நாளைக்கு வா so again he go back so somehow or other the devotee was so adamant and eventually made him a devotee and after he became a devotee he started to have lot of taste and everything and he gave up his business gave up sold everything so and whatever things then and he lived in the temple. He gave up his home and everything, started living in the temple. And once he brought me to the market, right? That time in the year 93, 94, all right? I should be around 16-year-old, all right? In the year 94, he brought me to a market. In Ipoh, there's a place called Buntong Market. The Buntong area is an Indian settlement. All the Indians are, the huge Indian settlement area in Ipoh is called Buntong. Of course, formerly also known as Notorious Place. He brought me there. He said, now, let's do something. He said, what do you want to do? Now we go to the market. I said, okay, go marketing, buy some boga. But when there, he started to stand in front and just show the thing and just say, no, put the arm like this. No, he just said, can I have some? Then I was wondering. Then I asked, what are you doing? Just keep going. All right, just see what I'm doing. Then after that, that person was like not paying attention, you know, sometimes when you go and beg for vegetables, you know, the guy, the salesman, you know, the one who was selling, oh, these fellas are here already. So he was not paying it. They were like, just ignored him. Then I looked at my uncle and said, you came here to buy and these people don't respect the customers. What is he up to? Let's go to the next shop. He said, no, just keep quiet and stand. Then after that, that person took a plastic bag and started to put in some tomatoes, some potatoes, you know, and some the cucumber and all this. Then I looked at uncle and I asked my uncle again, said, why does he need to pack everything in one plastic bag? What is he up to? Then he said, just keep quiet, just see what I'm doing. Then after that, he gave the plastic to him, right? The full of vegetables. And then he said, thank you, and walked off. I said, you don't need to pay, is it? No. we are actually begging. Say, what? Begging? Begging for what? Begging for vegetable. Why you need to beg? You're so rich, you have a lot of money. You go, you can simply buy. Even you can buy the entire vegetable in the market. You are that rich and opulent. Why you need to go? Say, no, I'm begging for Krishna. Then you go to the next shop. Like that, he went around and begged, I can't stand that shyness, I said, oh my God, why you need to beg? You could just buy. He said, no, keep quiet and just follow. Then after that, ever since then, he's the one who first taught me. In Ipoh, we call it collecting boga. So like that, we go to the shop. When they see us with tilak, they immediately start to pack all the vegetables and start to give that take. So we go and beg for vegetables. All right. So that's the thing. Just when I talk about this, it reminds me about him. Of course, now he's fantastic. I think he's really a pure devotee. I've accepted Vanaprastha and settled in Mayapur. Okay, he's from Madurai. Now you have settled in Mayapur. So like that. What happened? He like that. So he's this thing. So why he's doing that? He tolerates such insult. So I came back home. My another uncle who came and visit my mother and told, do you know that guy? His real name is Ratana Bahu. Or sorry, Ratana Sabhabadi. He said that Ratana Sabhabadi Chettiara, such a rich fella. Yeah, I saw him begging in the market. Told my mother. Say, oh my God, why is he doing that? What happened to Hare Krishna? They simply brainwash everybody, And after that, they said, but Akka, let me tell you another bad news. Said, what is that? I saw your son with him. I saw your son with him. I said, with him begging for vegetable. My mother looked at me and said, what? You went and begged for vegetable? I said, yes. So what's wrong with it? I said, no, what are you talking? What kind of family, blah, 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 started. So talking about this just reminded in the year, like that. So for the sake of Krishna, we do that. Right? So like that, we go and collect boga, we go to collect vegetable, we go to collect this, what they call, some money and all these kind of things for the sake of Krishna. All right? So here Prabhupada says very nicely, the devotee of Krishna can accept any position for the service of Krishna. So for the sake of serving Krishna, the devotee could simply accept any position, right? Accept any position. So there's no such thing. Oh, I'm a devotee. I am so and so. I only can do this. No. For the sake of Krishna, you can take any position. Because we are training our mind to become a servant of Krishna. What servant? Maid servant. Dasanudas. So we want to become the maid servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. So when we want to have that mentality of being a maid. As I give an example, the maid we don't respect. When you look at the maid, sometimes we shout at her and everything. The maid has to tolerate all that. So similarly, when we go back home, back to Godhead, we become a maid to the servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna. Right? And so that's it. So in order to do that, we need to know. So Krishna just want to see, are you really prepared to become a maid servant? But of course, technically, we call it as maid servant. But you go there, you're going to have so much of happiness and excitement, right? That basically everyone, the only master in Goloka Vrindavan is Krishna. And other than Krishna, everyone else are his servants, right? So there's a many way of relationship with Krishna as a lover, as a friend, Saka, as a fatherly, motherly, this kind of lot of this thing, all right? So that's the thing that we have understand. So in Padma Purana nicely described, okay, Harau Ratim Vahanesha Narendranam Shika Manihi Bhiksham Atanari Pure Swapakam Apivandate. So we have to be prideless. So being pride is no big deal. I am this, I am that. What is the big deal of being a pride? Nothing matters. In life, after all, nothing matters. Atta, okay, now another word is atta. Atta means, so again, quoting, all right? So Asha Bandaha. Asha Bando Bhagavatto, sorry, Asha Bando Bhagavattah Prapti Sambhavana Dhrida. Quoting in Eastern Ocean, okay, Eastern Ocean, third wave, text 34. It says, now the thing is great hope. Okay, now what is great hope? Asa Banda, Asai Bandangal, Nivrti, right? So great hope. So we as a devotee, we must have a great hope, right? The strong conviction, we must have that strong conviction in our life So we must know that we are in the right system. We should not doubt our system. We should not doubt it. We must understand that, well, I am in the right place, in the right system. So in order to do that, okay, I don't doubt it. Okay, so what's not a big deal? I mean, what's the big deal of you're not doubting it? But you must have the strong conviction. In this society, we are talking about being a very disciplined person. No meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex, right? No onion, no garlic, no patai, no durian, all this kind of nonsense food, or no mushroom. Lot of limitation. We always trying our best to eat sattvic food. Sattvic. So even the sattvic food means that we should even avoid this mock meat. Vegetarian chicken, vegetarian pork, vegetarian beef, vegetarian fish, all these kind of things, we want to avoid it because we don't want to have that consciousness, right? So sometimes you see, oh, there's a rendang, all right, there's a beef rendang, vegetarian, there's a char siu, vegetarian char siu, vegetarian minced pork, right? Vegetarian fish, right? So what is the point? First, we want to avoid that kind of food because we want to, we don't want to incur karma. No, because the animal has right to live. We have no right to kill them. We have no right to eat their flesh. Eating their flesh is cannibalism, right? Just like your body, you're eating another body, right? It's so disgusting. Okay, that's first thing. Secondly, the consciousness also there, right? So the consciousness means, what is the point? All right, you just take one kind of vegetarian kind of drumstick, vegetarian kind of pork, but your consciousness, you're eating pork, but I'm not eating pork. You are doing it, but you're not doing it. So I'm eating the pork, but the pork is artificial. It's made of soya. All these kind of nonsense things we have to give up, right? So when actually we can give up? Like that day we had a discussion about patai, right? Patai cannot. Durian cannot because pungent. All right, is the food in the mode of ignorance. We are trying to be as in the mode of goodness as much as we can, right? Oh, the mean onion garlic, of course, definitely cannot. But mushroom also cannot because it's fungi, right? So this is born from a dead wood. It's not even a vegetable; it's a kind of fungi, right? So it's kind of all these kind of things you should not eat. All right, then how? So how to have that? We only can have that when we have that strong conviction. The strong conviction is very, very, very important. I'm very convinced, right? So, okay. So now, what kind of conviction here we are referring to? We are referring with a great hope. So we must have a strong conviction that one will certainly receive the favor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and it's called Asabandha. In Sanskrit, we call Asha Bandha. So we must have the strong conviction, well, Krishna will take care of me, right? When things looks very dark, very gloomy, when the frustration start to kick in, right? The frustration is true relationship, all right? So where do the frustration come from? Relationship. The bodily relationship, the bodily associate, the bodily relationship, right? Say like, okay, I got my wife, I got my children. So my wife is my bodily relationship. Formerly, she was someone's husband or she was someone's wife, all right? But in this life, through the bodily relationship, she became my wife, all right? And through our relationship, we produced children. And that children was someone else before. But due to the body relationship, you see. So anything, the relationship with the body, it is always ends in frustration. There's no way that you can be very happy and excited about it, right? There's no one in the history that I've heard of that they're going to have a very beautiful fairy tale wedding or fairy tale life, fairy tale relationship, fairy tale family. No, it doesn't work, right? But sometimes they say like it's quite often quite common in West, right? If you are married to one person for 30-40 years, it is a kind of miracle. People like to interview you. How could you be able to stay in one wife or one husband for so long, right? They start to interview them. Happily married for 50 years, 60 years is something which is unheard of. Now in Kali Yuga, even now as becoming modernization, it's becoming even unheard of. So modernization is degradation. We are getting degraded, right? It's something, okay, now, are you, how many married? Actually, I was married before. Actually, she's my second marriage or third marriage or fourth marriage. It's quite, especially it's common in America, right? Like Elizabeth Taylor, I think, she married what, 7 times or 10 times, 7 or 11, right? She married, simply changing the husband, right? So like that, she's one of the example of not sticking to one man or one woman, right? So even so, why they are doing that? Because okay, I give up my wife, I give up my husband, I go and marry another one. Do you think you're going to have a life? No. Still the same pain is there, same frustration is there. It's going to go on as long as you have this body. I was listening to a lecture by Bhakti Vinyan Goswami, a Russian Swamiji, Bhakti Vignan Goswami Maharaj. He was telling in one of his class, I was listening, I think yesterday, was it yesterday or day before yesterday? He said, the most painful creature among the 8.4 million species, right? We have 8.4 million species. Among the species, the one that most frustrated, the most painful, the species that goes through so much of pain and turbulent is the human variety, right? In the human variety. Have you heard dog getting cancer? Yes, now it's getting not very common. Right? Have you heard dog getting a heart attack? The cat getting a heart attack? No. So only human being. The animals don't go through this kind of dread disease. But for a human being, we go through this kind of cancer, heart attack, stroke, all these kind of dread diseases, right? And it's go through, and not only that, we also go through some kind of mental agony. We have not seen dogs or animals go crazy. There are some, but it's not common. All right, it's not common. You don't see any psychiatric hospital for animals, right? But for human, we have all varieties of disease, right? All varieties of disease. So human being is the one that suffers the most. Suffers the most. Why? Because of disease. But mainly the suffering comes from where? Mind, right? And because we start to have the reasoning power. Animal don't have reasoning power, but human being, we got reasoning power. So we start to reason things. Why this, why that? And of course, the biggest pain comes from bodily relationship. So from the day a person is born until the person last breath is last, the last breath, every human being going through miserable situation, right? So at that kind of situation, but fortunately, due to some of good fortune in our previous life, we have done something great, some good fortune, that today we could be able to become a devotee of Krishna. So being a devotee of Krishna is not a big deal, because Krishna says, Manushyanam Sahasresu, in Bhagavad Gita, one of the quote, he says, there are thousands of human beings. Sahasra means thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people. One rarely know me as God. And out of hundreds of millions of people who knows me as God, they rarely surrender to me. And out of hundreds of millions of people who surrendered to me, one rarely knows me in truth. And out of hundreds of millions of people who knows him in truth, they rarely attain me. So to attain Krishna, it's something which is very rare, right? Which is very rare. Even to attain Vishnu Loka, even Shiva Loka, Kailash, is very rare, very hard. All right. But what do you think about going back home, back to real place of Goloka, to Krishna's private quarter? It is even more rare. So in this kind of situation, we did some kind of good fortune in our life. There's some great things have happened in our life. We have done something auspicious, that somehow or other we got connected. All right. When you look at the Gujaratis, they are naturally, we are all Krishna devotee. But Krishna says, you can call yourself as my devotee, but I will disregard you. I do not recognize you. My real devotee is the one who became a devotee of my devotee. So when we surrender to our spiritual master, like Srila Prabhupada, we take his tutelage, his training from him, his teaching from him. So we are considered the most fortunate one. What has it dropped? Something fell from the some kind of insects. All right. So where was I? Uh, so we are very fortunate that we are some or other got attached to ISKCON, to Gaudiya Vaishnavism. We are taking our training under the teachings of Srila Prabhupada, right? So like that. So we, from now onwards, I want you to build these kind of things. We all create that thing called great hope, right? And you must have a strong conviction, right, that you will have favor from the Supreme Personality. You have the favor from Sri Krishna. Because being born as a human, all right, and also being born in this country, and some or other, whether you're Indian, Chinese, or whatever your background, you had got that opportunity of understanding Krishna in the right way. So you have got so much of favor from the Lord. You are well favored by the Lord. So now increase that favor. You must increase
Girish,
that.
Girish, Girish,
Yes, bro.
Girish,
Yeah.
are you
Okay. Sorry. Wait, what happened? Hey, what did I press? What can you see? Yeah? Can you see?
Yes, Prabhu.
You see the screen or you're seeing the... Okay, okay. I think I pressed something wrongly. All right, now. So, okay, so we must have that conviction that we are deceived. So we start to have further conviction. Krishna will take care of us. Have that conviction because so far you have well taken care. So anything that, whatever challenges that you may face in life, don't try to lament. Don't lament. Lamentation, புலம்பல் வேணாம். Right? Always believe Krishna will take care. இவ்வளவு தூரம் கொண்டு வந்தாரு கிருஷ்ணா, இதையும் பார்க்காம விட்டுருவாரு. இவ்வளவு தூரம் வந்துட்டுமே, இதுக்கு மேல வராம போயிடும். You know, so simply depend on Krishna and have that strong conviction that Krishna will take care of you. For us, there is no date end. You just carry on with your life. There's no date end. In material life, there's always a date end. All right? But for us, there's no date end. Just carry on. So this is called Asha Bandha. Asha Bandha means continue to think. That means Asha Bandha means what? Because I'm trying my best to follow the routine principle. I'm trying my best to follow the routine principle of devotional service. I am sure that I will go back home, back to Godhead, back to home. Have that strong conviction. But when you look at yourself in the mirror, hey, I'm not initiated. I am still struggling to follow some regulation. I'm still eating some meat here and there. I'm still drinking some alcohol. Or I am a vegetarian, but I take onion and garlic. I can't give up because my wife, my husband, or my family can't prepare such food. Even you have that challenges, it's okay. Have that conviction. Because despite all these things, you are still trying your best to chant. Right? You are fasting on Ekadasi, right? You are studying that book. You are studying the Sastra. You are trying to improve your life. It's okay. But doesn't matter. Have that hope. Have that conviction. That Asha Bandha. Always remember, I am very convinced that I am in the right path. And I'm very convinced I am going back home, back to Godhead. No, I'm not going to settle in Kailash. I don't want heaven. I'm not convinced with Satyaloka, the place of Brahma. I'm not convinced with Sittaloka, the place of all the Sittas. I don't even want to enter this. I get a chance. I don't want Kailash. I don't even want any of the Vaikuntha planet. In the place of Vaikuntha, you're going to have the same look at Vishnu. You're going to have 4 arms in that bluish color. You know, you're going to have, or if you're born as a feminine, you'll born as a Lakshmi, right? You take the form of Lakshmi, always serving the Lord. I'm not convinced with that, right? I am not convinced with Dwaraka Loka. Okay, I don't want to go to Dwaraka and see Krishna as the king. He's married with 16,108 wives with his Yadukula. I don't want that. I go there, I see that Krishna with his Pancha Pandava, right? And all the Kauravas, you know, all the Kauravas, all right? All the Pancha Pandavas, all the Arjunas, okay? Bhishma. I don't want that place, right? And how about Mathura? Right? Mathura. Mathura means the place where you see Krishna's village. Right? You see the place Krishna is born. You start to see this, the place you see that Krishna is buying. Is a Damodara running around. Or you must, no, I don't even want that. So what do you want? I want that Goloka. I want that Vrindavan. I want to become the maid servant of Srimati Radharani. I want that. Nothing else I want in my life. And even we can pray, oh dear Krishna, if I couldn't make it in this birth, all right, maybe I come to the one level of success in devotional service where I am qualified. We don't talk about other place. I qualified even to go to Vaikuntha Loka. I do not desire such a place. I can't see myself in your Aishwarya Rupa, very opulent with all this. I can't even, no, I don't even want to see you as the king. I don't want you to see you as a child running around, your childhood. I don't want to see that. I just want to see you embracing Srimati Radharani. I want to see you dancing along with gopis. I want to see your spotting. I want to see your dance. I want that. And I only want that. I just want to become the servant of the servant of the servant of Manjaris. All right? I just want that. I want to serve Srimati Tulsi Maharani. All right? Vrinda Devi. I want that. I want to see that you are glancing your side glance on Srimati Radharani. I want to see your side glance on the gopis. I don't want anything else. Even my Lord, if you think that I still don't qualify, please do not compromise. Let me take birth again and go through the samsara. It's okay. Let me go through this kind of another pain of being enter into another womb. Let me take another pain of being born. Go through kindergarten education. Go through all this kind of heartbreak. Let me go through another kind of relationship. Another kind of boyfriend, girlfriend, marriage, frustration, children. Let me go through that. But I do not want to compromise. The only place I want to go, I want to be, is at your private quarter, where you are embracing Srimati Radharani, where you are dancing with gopis. I only want that, nothing else. But when you look at yourself, hey, I'm still doing something nonsense, it's okay. Have that conviction. All right? Because Gaudiya Vaishnava means the parambara that is under the guide of Srimati Radharani. I only want that. So we have that kind of conviction. Right? So with that conviction, then you pray to Krishna, my dear Lord, I'm still struggling. Right? I'm still struggling with my anarthas, my bad habits. All right, my anger, I got an anger issue, I got a lust issue, I got a pride issue. How am I supposed to do it, my Lord? Kindly bless me. Oh, Srimati Radharani, please help me. So where do we worship all this? The one that mercifully that grants your wishes is none other than Sriman Mahaprabhu. We surrender to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All right, who came to offer all the gift, all the things that he wanted, the prema bhakti, that you don't want to compromise anything else other than Goloka Vrindavan. And Sriman Mahaprabhu is willing to give you all that. But how does he give? Who carries the thing? Right? When the king wants to give charity, there's someone carrying the chest, carrying the wealth, carrying the gold and everything. There's someone carrying. So what the king will do, just take something from there. Nah, take. Nah, take. But he's giving. He's generous. He's giving. But there's someone who are carrying that, carrying the gold, carrying the chest, the treasure of prema. And the one that carries the treasure of prema is none other than Nityananda Prabhu. We have to fall at the lotus feet of Nityananda Prabhu. We have to catch hold of him. Because Nityananda Prabhu is the one that holds the treasure house of prema, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives. But sometimes Nityananda Prabhu can also give some suggestion. My dear Mahaprabhu, this fallen devotee is there, begging your mercy. Shall I give it? Give it, Nityananda, as you wish. Just give it away. So Nityananda Prabhu is our original Guru. So how do Nityananda Prabhu give the mercy? He gives the mercy by you getting engaged yourself in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, by you joining the ISKCON movement, right? Then after that, the first step. Then step 2, what he does, he prepare a spiritual master for you under the same parampara. He prepare a spiritual master. So somehow or other you get attracted to a spiritual master, pure devotee. You surrender to him and accepts, and you surrender, and he accepts you as a disciple, and you accept him as a guru. So what is the process of accepting a guru? Once you accept guru, your entire identity is changed, right? Like myself, I born into the so-and-so family, and I have got a gotra. My gotra is Kadul Maharishi Gotra, right? The gotra is the one that you find your lineage up to Brahma, right? That is the way. So you find your gotra. But now when we accept the initiation, we even give up our gotra. So what happened? Now my kula is Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava kula. My gotra becomes Achyuta Gotra. When we accept an initiation from a guru, our gotra will change. We become Achyuta Gotra, right? Then not only that, you are taking another birth here. And this birth is through the spiritual master. You give up your identity. Like my real name is Punithan Jagannathan. But today my guru have given me Padita Tarna Jagannath Das. So the Padita Tarna Jagannath Das is an identity in service of the Lord. So my name change, everything changes. My behavior changes. My way of life changes. My worship is changes, right? Changed. So like that. So do not worry. It's not like you convert to Islam or convert to Christianity, right? You go there, you change, you know, bin Abdullah or something like that, you're rotten and you're gone. And no, we still remain. Because in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, it is adopting this culture. You still have your responsibility to your parents, your children, your wife, your society. Yes, you still do that. It is not abstaining from them. You know, you change your name means you cannot do this, cannot do that, all this kind of nonsense. We do not practice. So then the Nityananda Prabhu gives the shelter of a guru. He shows you a guru. First, he shows you a Siksha Guru. You take instruction from an instructing spiritual master. First, he started off with a mentor. And from the mentor, you identify your Siksha Guru. For all of us, our Siksha Guru is none other than Srila Prabhupada, because we are studying his book. After we accept Siksha Guru, then through the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, you will get the mercy and you find your spiritual master. And after that, your spiritual master, you find a spiritual master, you surrender to him, you take instruction, you start to serve him, and the spiritual master will impart the knowledge upon you. And after the knowledge imparted upon us, then we are saved. Then somehow we practice that, we gradually grow up, okay? Then we follow the regular principle, we chant everything, then we go through a second initiation, we call as a Brahmin initiation. And after that, we continue with our sadhan bhakti. We start to acquire knowledge. We start to practice tolerance. We start to practice pridelessness. We start to practice all these kind of good qualities that eventually become as humble as a grass, as tolerant as a tree. Once all our anarthas has been removed, then we are qualified to go back home, back to Godhead. In order to go back home, back to Godhead, you should not even have a drop of anarthas. You should not have a drop of lust, drop of anger, drop of envy, drop of this thing. Even a drop will stay you. Yeah, purify that and come back. Right? So like that. But in that process of this divine, of this great hope, one thing can kill your entire effort. Not only effort in this birth, but effort from your previous birth also can be destroyed at a second. And what is that? It is like a mad elephant syndrome. The mad elephant, when he enters the garden, it destroys every plant, every trees, every creepers. It simply destroys everything from the root. So what is that mad elephant syndrome that we should be aware? We should not allow the thing to happen to us. It is aparadh, or the offenses. The offending a spiritual master, offending a devotee, offending a pure devotee, a fellow devotee will destroy everything at an instant. Right? It's an instant death. Right? Some people take, I want to hang myself to die. You hang, then you die. You drink poison, oh, all the holes in the body start oozing blood, you die. Right? Oh, you want to jump into the water, you want to drown yourself, you'll be like, this thing, you die. But what is a way to die instantly? Take the gun and put the palm. Die on the spot. On the spot, instant. So this is called the instant death. When we start to do aparadh, when we start to offend the devotee, we should always be very careful. All right, we have to be very careful that we do not offend a devotee. Because only through the devotee, because you know why? Krishna favors the devotee so much. Because the devotee carries the treasure of prema, treasure of devotional service, the secret of attaining, the secret that we didn't know for millions of birth and death. We have come through this way, millions and trillions of birth and death. We have not realized. We have not realized our real constitutional position. And Krishna gave that secret key to every devotee. Go and unlock the real spiritual potency in every human. So when he have given that potency to them, he favors them. And any kind of offense against them, he will just feel that you're so ungrateful. He will just take away everything that you have accumulated for millions of birth. It is not worth it, right? Even though that you're going through some kind of struggle, we understand, right? We understand, okay, sometimes you fall down. Sometimes you just fall and take some alcohol. Sometimes you fall and do this. Sometimes you get carried away. Sometimes you're so hungry, your body all trembling, right? You don't know what to do. And suddenly your old memory come back. When you see some chicken or KFC or something, you get so excited, you eat it. It's happened. Yes, we understand. Because we are all conditioned so. But that is not to be an excuse. All right? It's not an excuse. Whenever my body starts trembling, I'm going to eat chicken. Right? That's not an excuse. But sometimes people, it will happen. All right? But the thing is, we have to always safeguard ourselves. Always believe. Right? Accept a guru. If we all don't have a guru, work on that. Chant your minimum 16 rounds. Go to a temple near you and start to serve. You have to accept a guru. Without a guru, you can never go back home, back to Godhead. It will not happen. So you must be very careful, right? So like that. So go to the nearest center, start to engage, all right? Engage in your sadhana bhakti, engage in your chanting, have firm faith in this system, right? In the firm faith, right? And what is the system? I do not worship anyone other than Krishna. Krishna is the only person that I worship. And the only representative of Krishna I worship is the devotees of Krishna. And among the devotees that I adore is Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya. And of course, the one that, and also my individual spiritual master, my intimate my spiritual master. So keep your mind enclosed in this way. We are not trying to like tell you to not become liberal. Right? Be specific. Specific is very important. Specification. All right? Be specific in your sadhana bhakti. This is what I want to do. And this is the only way that I want to worship. Because we have gone through this in all so many lifetimes. We have done all varieties of worship. We have worshipped human beings. You know, the men who call themselves as God. We have worshipped all varieties of devas, demigods. We have done all these kind of things. But now let's put a full stop to all that. Because that is what Krishna says. All right? You say, did Krishna say? Yes, he said that. Man mana bhav mat bhakto mat yaji mam namaskuru mam evasha yuktam mam yuktam mam evashashi man mana bhav mat bhakto mat yaji mam namaskuru mam evasha yuktam atmana mat parayana. Atmana mat parayana. Surrender everything. Surrender your soul. Surrender fully, complete to me. Man mana. Engage your mind, your intelligence. Bhava. In ecstasy. Mat bhakto. Alright? Mat means me. Bhakto means be my devotee. Mamishu yuktayam atmana mat parayana. Man mana bhav mat bhakto mat yaji mam namaskuru. Always offer my namaskaram. Offer my obeisances. Worship me. Namaskuruna namaskaram. Alright? Man mana bhava mat bhakto mat yaji mam namaskuru Mamevasha Yuktayam. Atmanam Mat Parayana. Fully, completely surrender to me. And how to do it? All right. First, in chapter 2, there's a verse also quoted, right? Durena Hyavaram Karma. Throw away all your unwanted anarthas. Right? Throw away all these kind of anarthas. Durena. Throw it far away. In that consciousness, come and surrender to me. All right? So, Krishna wants your surrender. We raise our hands, says, that's it, Krishna, I'm yours. Enough is enough. I've gone through this life. No point still having some kind of limiting belief system. Because worshipping another human being or worshipping any kind of devas, devatas, they are not going to take you far. They're going to bind you. Right? So let's give up all that and simply surrender to Krishna. Have that strong, this is what I'm talking about, conviction. I only worship Krishna and no one else. Are we being fanatic? No. Fanaticism is lunatism. Right? We are not trying to be fanatic. Fanatic means I don't have enough information. I blindly follow things with full conviction. No, we are not a blinded fool. We are not blinded fool. We are not fanatic. We have evidence. When we have evidence, sometimes when you see in the court, when the lawyer have all the proof to convict the person, he will speak in a different way. He has all the proof to convince the judge that this rascal is a criminal. So that means you have that conviction. That means I have to convict that person. I have all the proof. Now we have studied. We have got all the proof from Nectar of Instruction, then Bhakti Aloka, then Harinam Chintamani, and today in the this what they call in this Nectar of Devotion, right? Of course, we're going to have more conviction in the future when we're going to go through some other books. Of course, I've got a very strong request that they say that books that they never studied or touched before is Chaitanya Charitamrita. I said, well, if Krishna desires, why not? I love to do that. Chaitanya Charitamrita is an ecstatic book. So much in ecstasy. Right? Anyway, so like that, we must have the strong conviction. I am so grateful. I have got Srila Prabhupada as my Sisha Guru. And I'm praying to Srila Prabhupada, show me my Guru. And that Sisha Prabhupada will send you a Guru. And through that Guru, you surrender to him. And that's it. One pointed attention. The deities that I worship is Brajananda Krishna, Brajananda Radha Krishna. And the deities that I worship is Sachidananda Gaura Hari, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And I am strongly convinced that I am in this right Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara. And I have no doubt about it. And I'm so grateful. So like that, we must have that great conviction. Right? Now, Yata Srimad Prabhupadanam. All right? Now this is a quoting from prayers of Rupa Goswami. All right? Okay. Na prema Shravanadi Bhaktir Api Va Yogo Tava Vaishnavo Jnanam Va Shubha Karma Va Yahat Aho Sajjatir Apyasti Va Inartadika Sadake Tvavi Tvai Tatapya Chedya Mulasati He Gopi Janavallabha Vyatayateha Hamat Ashaiva Mam. Right? So it's quoted in this Srimad Prabhupadanam. Right? So Prabhupada, Rupa Goswami, also known as Prabhupada. Right? So now in this connection, one prayer by Rupa Goswami. All right? The Rupa Goswami, sufficient to exemplify this hopefulness. Please take a photo of this thing, all right? All right. Please take photo or snapshot, all right, and keep it. Maybe in our book, of course, in Nectar of Devotion, is in English, it's in this thing. I'm talking about the what they call the Sanskrit. Na prema, no prema. Shravanadi bhaktir, api va yogo tava vaishnavo. Jnanam va shubha karma. Knowledge, shubha karma, va vikyat aho sajjatir apyasti va. Hinartadika sadake tvai tatapya chedya moola sati. E gopi. Jana Vallabha. Gopi Jana Vallabha. Gopina Gopi. Jana means group of Janangal. Gopi Jana Vallabha. Vyatayate ha ha mat ashaiva mam. In this connection, one prayer of Rupa Goswami is sufficient to exemplify this hopefulness. He says, I have no love for Krishna, na prema. I don't have love. Nahi, prema nahi. Na prema. No, for the cause of developing love of Krishna. In order to create, I don't have love for Krishna, and I don't have the causes how to develop the love of Krishna. I don't have. Okay, na prema, shravanadi bhaktir. I don't have the way to develop my bhakti, namely hearing, chanting, hearing and chanting. All right, I don't have that. And the process of bhakti by which one is always thinking of Krishna and fixing his lotus feet on in the heart. All right, and the process of bhakti yoga by which, what is the process of bhakti yoga? By placing the lotus feet of Krishna in your heart is also lacking in me. I don't have that. Right? Bhaktir vayo tava vaishnavo. And as far as philosophical knowledge, jnanam, philosophical knowledge, or pious work are concerned, subha karma enadhu punya karma, or pious work is concerned. Okay, so I don't see any opportunity. Vakyat aho sajjatir api astyava. I don't see any opportunity. I don't have that for me to execute such activity. Aho sajjatir api astiva. But above all, I am not even born in a nice family. Because Rupa Goswami, born in a Brahmana, but he became a Muslim when he became the minister. All right, he had a Muslim name. So he says, Hina, Tardika Sadake, Hina. In Malaysia, we call Hina, right? Orang Hina. Or in Tamil, we call Ina Paya. Ina Paya. Ina Paya, Ina. Hina. Hina means abominable. So he says, I am not even born in nice family. Hina Tardika Sadake. I born in a horrible, low caste family. So then he says, therefore, I must simply pray to you. I must pray to you. Who? All right. So, hina tvai tatapi achedya moolasati. Right. So, that means even my birth is also distinct. So, then he says, I must simply pray. I must simply pray to you. Hey Gopi Janna Vallabha. I pray to you. Gopi Janna Vallabha. Who is the Gopi Janna Vallabha? Krishna, who is the maintainer of beloved gopis. Right? So now, are we talking about going to Dwaraka? Are we talking about going to Mathura? Or are we talking about entering in Vaikuntha Loka? No. So our parambara, we are talking about Gopi Jana Vallabha Krishna. So see, I must simply pray to Gopi Jana Vallabha Krishna, who is the maintainer and beloved of the Gopi. Then he says, I simply wish and hope. Vyatayate haha mat ashaiva mam. I simply wish and hope that some way or other, I may be able to approach your lotus feet. And this hope is giving me pain. This hope is giving me pain because I'm not sure whether I can do it. Give me pain because I think myself quite incompetent to approach the transcendental goal of life. I am so incompetent. Who is praying? Srila Rupa Goswami Pat is praying this prayer. So the purport is, so now we understand the purport is that under the heading of Asha Bandha, one should continue to hope against the hope. You must continue to hope against the hope. You are hopeless, but still you are hoping. Hoping, that means you continue to hope against the hope. I shouldn't say you, me. Okay, I am hopeless, but I am hoping. I am a beggar in the road, but I'm thinking to be a millionaire. All right, I'm thinking that I can strike some big money. Right? Beg some money, take and go to MAP. You go to Magnum and just click on one number. Right? Have you seen that? Anyone? The beggar go and buy number? If anyone have seen that before? Taras Mataji, Kesavan, Sadguna Mataji, Vaishnava Prabhu. Have you seen a beggar go to the... Oh yeah, of course, I don't believe you go there. Okay, Kesavan. Okay, Kesavan immediately off the...
Not sure, Prabhu.
Patrikia.
தெரியல Prabhu.
Pathadiliya, all right. Because last time I used to buy number, right? During business time, I used to buy few hundred ringgit worth of number, right? Because I think to myself, it's another business transaction. Put 1 ringgit, strike big. And I saw one beggar come in. I looked at him, right? I said, why is this beggar? Because I know him, he's going around, right? Then I asked him, bro, enna inge? Enna vele? I just asked him very sarcastically, you know? And he said, இல்லண்ணே அடிச்சுச்சுன்னா பிச்சை எடுக்கிறத விட்டுறலாம்னு நினைக்கிறேன். He said, if I strike the money, I want to stop begging. So he still have the hope against the hope. So like that. So under the heading of Asha Bandha, one should continue to hope against the hope. I know I'm hopeless, but I can still hope that some way or other means what? Right? You don't know how the thing will happen. It's very mysterious. Some way or other, he will be able to approach the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. Have that firm conviction. Right? So the thing that he's saying, I born in a low family, I don't have knowledge, I don't have prema, I don't have anything. Right? But still I have the way. Some or other, I hope that I be able to approach your lotus feet. And this hope is giving me pain. Why? Because the desire is strong. But it looks like my situation does not permit. Easy example, the beggar go and buy number, hoping, but the number don't turn up. It feels very painful. Oh God, நான் எப்படா இந்த பிச்சைக்கார வாழ்க்கையில வெளியாக போறேன், எப்ப எனக்கு நம்பர் அடிக்க போகுது? Something like that, right? So like that. That means we have to come out. We have to hope against hope. And Rupa goes, it's giving me pain. Yes, doesn't matter, right? So we have to go on. All right. Now let's look at the next one. Ata samutkanta. Samutkanta nijabishta labaya guru lubdata. All right, in quoted in 1.3.36. What is that? Eagerness for achieving the desired success. First, you become hopeful. Second, you must have the eagerness. In life, we must have eagerness. I want to be eager to study. I want to eager to have a good life. I want to have eager. Without eagerness, you can't achieve anything, right? You can't even, you must be eager. Oh, okay, my children need to go to school. I have to wake up early in the morning because I'm so eager that one day I can see my children are great scholars, right? So I'm sacrificing eagerness, right? So now let's look at the eagerness for achieving the desired success. So now when you look at this word, desired success. So now we are talking about, I want to be desireless. A human being can never be desireless. A human being can never be desireless. Somehow or other, he has a desire. Even a person says, I don't have desire, it is also a desire. Right? Like the day I was telling, in order to achieve success, let's become like Jada Bharat. Okay, Jadama irukano, naane oru idu. So and the Jada Bharat, even to have that thought, it's also a kind of desire. So the desire, what we are doing, we are converting the desire. We are converting the desire from being a materialistically affected people. We want to have a desire of going back to Godhead. It's also kind of desire. So now let's look at this. So when one is sufficiently eager, so to achieve success in devotional service. Now the Prabhupada used the word sufficiently eager. Sufficiently eager. How can we understand this term sufficiently eager? Prabhupada is such a genius, I'm telling you. Of course, you are all appreciating it. He's such a great genius. Look at the choice of word that he used. So that means if one is sufficiently eager, so that means when we want to achieve success, it's depend on how much eagerness do you have. Okay, I just done 10 rounds enough lah. All right, I'm busy lah. I'm busy with my work. 10 rounds just to better than nothing. All right. Oh, okay lah. Okay lah, I'm working. I can't get a food. Okay lah, I just go to eat some vegetarian, some Buddhist restaurant. Okay lah. Or also I can't get that. Okay, I'll go to some Indian restaurant and ask for vegetarian food. You go to the place, you see non-veg and veg. You see all the dead animals are cooked there. You see all the vegetarian food is there. And the floor will be serving that. They say, what do you want? Vegetarian. Or then you drop the thing and come back and start to serve you some vegetable food. Okay lah. All this we have to understand. You don't have that desire yet. You must have the dying desire or burning desire. You must have that strong burning desire. That's it. That's it. I want it no matter what. They call burning desire. So what Prabhupada said here, very nice. As when one is sufficiently eager, that means you have sufficiently, your desire is burning to achieve success in devotional service. And Prabhupada said very nicely, that eagerness is called Samukkanta. Samukkanta. So Samukkanta means you have that sufficient eagerness. You have that strong desire. Nothing will stop you. Right? Let your family see you like a crazy person. Let your spouse think that you're mad. Even the spouse want to leave you, let it be. Right? So I am not going to exchange my eagerness with something else. I am not going to be amicable. All right? No. I am so eager. You must show your eagerness so strongly that your spouse or your family members, your loved ones can identify, yes, this person is very eager in his sadhan bhakti. You should not abide to them. You should act in such a way they will abide to you. I give you an example, like I give you my own personal example. When I became a devotee at the age of 15, my whole family was lamenting. Why they were lamenting? Because what happened to my uncle? What my uncle did, what is his name again? Ratna Bahu Gorangadas. What he did? He gave up his property, he gave up everything. He's a millionaire, he's a multi-millionaire. Right? He had so much of property in India. Right? He gave up everything, went to the market, start begging. And in Madurai, what he did? He gave his prime area land, prime plot. That place is something that no way you can miss it. It's in the middle. And today the property value, the land value should be crore rupee. Pala kodi ruba. Crore. Even I think you sell that land alone, I think it was 3 generations settled. That much of expensive place, he simply gave to Krishna. And that's where the ISKCON Madurai is. ISKCON Madurai. The place ISKCON Madurai is at that place. The land that he have donated. So when all these things happened, they thought, oh, this guy has gone crazy. And now these Punithan have joined them. He also going to go on case. So one day, he's going to be a monk, he's going to be brahmachari, he's going to be a kavi udupu, and now you're going to run away from the family, finish. My whole family was lamenting. My father was totally against me. Right? My whole family, just like my house became like a Keda Vidumari. Right? Everybody coming and asking, Keda Vidu, I mean the mourning, M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G, mourn. That means that death happened to the house. Everybody start coming. My babysitter, everyone, which I love the most, all my dear love, auntie, uncle, everybody coming and telling, no, we are like this. We only pray to Murugan. I say, this is Purkvali, this is Dervali. I used to argue with them like that, right? Then they were against. இல்லையா வேணாயா அப்பாவை பாருயா அம்மாவை பாருயா கூட 2 தங்கச்சி இருக்கியா we got 2 sisters நீதான் கடமை நீதான் என்னமோ சொல்லிட்டாங்க your grandfather, look at your grandfather, what lineage you came from. No, this doesn't work for us. You want to be a businessman, you have to. I was so adamant. Then after that, even my aunt, who just passed away last year, one of my favorite auntie, my mother's older sister, she didn't spoke to me for 1 year. Right? None of them, they all my relationships, no. Because I'm so loving to everyone, and all of them stopped talking to me. Right? Then after that, people are like not interested. But I was so eager. I said, I am not going to abide to you. But I showed my eagerness in such a way, they gave in. They gave up. இதுக்கு மேல இவனை திருத்த முடியாது இவன் இந்த வழியில போயிட்டான் முற்ற வேண்டிதான் right they came but of course eventually my mother became my initiated disciple of His Holiness Srila Narasingha Maharaj. My wife became initiated. Even my wife got married. She was not so eager. I said, no. At one moment, she said, no, why can't you live a normal life? I said, this is something that I grew up with. If I were to choose between you and my goal, I choose my goal. Right? I'm not going to compromise. Right? Because this is something that I grew up with. Right? Nothing, I will never compromise my dream and my goal. Third, eventually they give up. So this is kind of eagerness, which is I'm giving my own personal example. Of course, you can think about your own example. So, but of course, that eagerness is not to the level of Samudkanta. All right. Of course, I'm such a fallen guy. But I'm saying if you have that kind of strong eagerness, if you're sufficiently eager, then that's it, burning desire. And this burning desire we call as Samudkanta. So now you memorize this word, Samudkanta. Just ask yourself, do I have Samudkanta? Do I have the burning desire of going back home, back to Godhead? All right. So now, so this means Samudkanta means complete eagerness. Actually, this eagerness is the price for achieving success in Krishna consciousness. So you want to achieve success in Krishna consciousness, you must be very eager. Everything has some value. Everything has some value, right? In everything got some value. And one has to pay that value before obtaining or possessing it. Everything got a value, right? Now I'm having a big car, right? I want to have a car, all right? The very valuable car. I have to pay for it, all right? So eventually, so similarly, when you want to achieve some success in devotional service, you have to pay for it. You have to pay that value. It is stated in the Vedic literature that to purchase the most valuable thing, which is Krishna consciousness, right? Again, let me repeat, to purchase the most valuable thing, which is Krishna consciousness, right? Mentioned in Vedic literature. To purchase the most valuable thing, Krishna consciousness, what you need to do? One has to develop intense eagerness. Intense. So the eagerness has to be intense. Intensity is very important. All right? For achieving success. Right? So like that. So anyone got any questions, any comment so far? All good?
Good, Prabhu.
All right. Okay. Now, Krishna Karnamrita. Quoting from Krishna Karnamrita. Ata quoting from Krishna Karnamrita 54. Text 54. Anamram asita bruvor upachittam akshino pakshmang kurishva. Anamritam. Anamram. Okay, let me just put it nicely. Anam ram asita. Anamram asita bruvo. Upachittam akshina pakshman kureshva. Alolam anuraginor nayanayor ardram murdau jalpite. Atamritam adaramrite mada kalam amlana vangshi shvaneshvar. Ashaste mama lochanam vraja shishor murtim jagan mohinim. All right, it's quoted in 1.3.37. So now it's mentioned about this intense eagerness, very nicely expressed by Bilva Mangala Thakur in his book called Krishna Karanamrita. All right, who quoting? Bilva Mangala Thakur. Okay, let's talk about Bilva Mangal Thakur first. So, Bilva Mangal Thakur was a great Brahmana, but the problem with him, he got attracted to a prostitute. Right? He got attracted to the prostitute. And that attraction was so intense, right? He's willing to give up anything just to spend a night with that beautiful prostitute. One day, the father passed away and he's supposed to do his final ritual. During that, he was so agitated because they're taking a long time. He can't wait to put the fire on the pyre and just simply go to the embrace of the prostitute. Imagine on the father's funeral. He just can't wait to put the fire on the pyre. Just throw the fire, run. Then, after the thing settled, he went and it was such a huge rain, heavy rain, and the river became flooded. The river started to flow, very strong current. He couldn't even think about that. His only thing that runs in his mind, the burning desire, is to go and embrace his prostitute girlfriend. He straightaway jumped into the river. Such a strong current, dangerous. Like in Malaysia, you see it's rivers are tiny, but India, huge river. He hold on a log, and somehow or other he swim to the other part of the shore. And after he swim to the other part of the shore, he realizes the log that he was holding is actually a dead body. He was holding on a dead body, and he see. Then after that, he went to the house of the prostitute. He jumped in and went to the prostitute. He said, "Darling, I'm here." That made the prostitute awe-stricken. He said, "At this moment, such a monsoon, such a rain, you came. You have taken so much of risk just to be in embrace with me." And she said something which is very beautiful. If only this kind of eagerness you show to Krishna, your life will change. No, you're showing that kind of eagerness to me, a wrong person. So the thing is awakened by the prostitute. I think the prostitute is Chintamani, right? Prabhu, Vaishnava Prabhu? Are you there, Vaishnava Prabhu?
Chintamani.
Chintamani, right? Okay. The prostitute name is Chintamani. And you know what Bilva Mangal Thakur did? He accepted Chintamani, the prostitute, as his spiritual master. In some of the books, you can see Chintamani. Oh, the prostitute Chintamani thought changed me. Accepted her as his spiritual master. Then after they realized, then after that, he will give up everything and go to Vrindavan. On the way to Vrindavan, he gave up everything. On the way walking to Vrindavan, suddenly he'll get attracted to a beautiful young Brahmin girl. Right? He can't take his eyes away from her. Right? Then he went behind her, and the girl became so scared. Who this guy coming behind me? He straight ran back home. Right? And he went out and told the husband, "There's one guy, a pervert, is coming behind me." So the husband came out, and he was right in front of the doorstep. Right? He's right in front of the doorstep. He asked, "Yes, sir. Yes, Prabhu." Because those days, a Brahmin is respected, right? So, and he saw he's a sadhu. He asked, yes, how can I help you? What do you want? He said, "I want your wife." And the young Brahmin man was shocked. "You want my wife?" But look at the culture. Whatever the Brahmana asked as a alm, ALM, when they're begging, they ask, "Picha enna ketalum kudukkanum." So he asked, "I want your wife." And this young Brahmana boy didn't protest. And he called the wife. He said, "That man wants you. That Brahmana devotee is standing in front. He wants you." And of course, with heavy heart, because a Brahmana asked, "I have to give." And that young, beautiful girl came out. And he looked at it and said, "Yes, I'm your servant. What can I serve you?" He said, "I want the pin on your hair. Give me the pin in your hair." There's that sometimes when you comb, there's a pin, right? Give me that pin. See, "You want my pin?" "Yes. Please, I'm begging. Give me your pin." And then she took out the pin and gave it. And he took the pin. He looked at the pin. You know what he did? He immediately poked his eyes. He took the pin and poked his eyes. Of course, the Brahmin boy and the girl traumatized to see the man take the pin and poke his eyes. Blinded his own eye. He poked his eyes. He said, "My eye is my biggest enemy. Now I can't see anything." Then he says, "No, I'm so attracted to her. I just don't want that kind." He poked his eyes. Then after that, he walked to Vrindavan. While he was like wandering as a blind man, don't know where to turn left or turn right. Suddenly one young boy, he said, "Where you're going?" "I'm going to Vrindavan." I say, "I'm also going there. I take you. So please hold my stick." The stick. He hold the stick, and that boy is none other than Krishna. And that's when Bilva Mangal Thakur became a pure devotee of the Lord. And that's when he wrote this book, Krishna Karnamrita. He says, so let's look at that. What he says here. Anamram asita bruvo, upachitam akshina, pakshman kureshva, alolam anuraginor, nayanayor, ardram mruddau jalpite, atamram adaramrte, mada kalam amlana vamsi swaneshva, ashashte mamalochanam, Brajashishor Murtim Jagan Mohinim. I am eagerly waiting to see the boy of Vrindavan. whose bodily beauty captivating the whole universe. His beauty captivating Anamaram. Okay, Anamaram. So he captivating the whole universe, whose eyes are always bounded by black eyebrow. His eyes always bounded by black eyebrow and expanded like the lotus petal. Now try to imagine lotus petal. You know, the eyebrow looks like a lotus petal. Who is always eagerly glancing over his devotee. He can't look at the side glasses. Means, glancing over his devotee. And therefore, moving slightly here and there. His eyes are always moist. His lips are colored like copper. Okay, lips covered like copper. And through whose lips there comes sound vibration, which drives one madder than the mad elephant. All right. So that means the vibration that comes from his lips can make a person crazier than the crazy elephant, madder than a mad elephant. I want so much to see him at Vrindavan. He said, I can't. Asate mama lochanam vraja. Vraja means Vrindavan. Kishore Murtim. Jagan Mohini. I can't wait to see him. Right? So this is called the intense eagerness. He plucked his eyes. He blinded himself. Then after that, he just expressed, he said, I want to see that boy in Vrindavan. All right? That is called the eagerness, that example. Now let's look at the next one. Atta nama gane sada ruchi yata. Right? Now you're talking about nama gane sada ruchi quoting. Rodana bindu maranda shandi drik indi varadya govinda tava madura swara kanti gayati namavalimbala. Navavalimbala. Rodana bindu maranda shandi drik indi varadya govinda tava madura swara kanti gayati namavalim bala. Attachment to the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Right now, it's a very important thing that we're going to discuss here, that being attached to the holy name of the Lord. In the same Krishna Karnamrita, there's another statement. All right, in Krishna Karnamrita, who wrote Krishna Karnamrita? Bilva Mangal Thakur. Okay, he says, chanting of Radha Rani. It says that one who is associates of Radharani, said by one of the associates of Radharani, he says, Oh Lord Govinda, the girl who is daughter of Vrishabhanu, King Vrishabhanu, is now shedding tears. And she's anxiously chanting your holy name, Krishna, Krishna. Right? So this is the attachment to the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Okay, it says, right? So it said that one of the associate of Radharani, he told, okay, one of the associate means one of the gopis. This is another Leela. What happened? Krishna loved to disappear. Right? Krishna loved to play prank. Now you're playing prank, right? But Krishna loved to play prank. Right? In one of the Vrindavan Leela. Right? So Krishna will be there, Radharani will be there, and all be like having a loving exchange, but suddenly Krishna will just go off, ping, disappear. That made Radharani she'll be in great lamentation. All right. So what happened? All the gopis, like what they call the main gopis, like what's the name? Visakha and Lalita and Visakha, right? So Lalita, Visakha, all these main gopis will be going and delivering the message to Krishna, right? And of course, all the other gopis also there. They go and send the message. All right, it says, Oh Lord Govinda, the girl who is daughter of King Vrishabhanu is now shedding tears. She's crying. And she's anxiously chanting your holy name, Krishna, Krishna. So what we can take away from here, we also must always have that kind of eagerness. When we are praying to Krishna, we must pray. When we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, we should chant in a very lamentation way. We have to lament. All right. What is the lamentation? Oh, Krishna, I need you very badly. All right. So like that. So of course, try to do it. Of course, when you start to shed tear and everything, is something very auspicious. Now, again, quoting in Krishna Karnamrita, text 88. Tat gunakyane ashakti. Yata, quoting from Krishna Karnamrita, text 88. Madhuryat api madurang manmatat manmadata tasya kim api kaishoram chapalyat api chapalam cheto bata harati hanta kim kurma. So now, again, Bilva Mangal Thakur saying, it's not eagerness to describe the Lord's transcendental qualities. Right? So all that, sometimes when they ask who is Krishna, we should be very excited. So there's another kind of eagerness to describe the Lord's transcendental qualities. Attachment for chanting. Okay, attachment to the chanting. The glories of the Lord is also expressed in Krishna Karnamrita as follows. What shall I do for Krishna, who is pleasing beyond all pleasurable conception? Krishna is so pleasing beyond all pleasure potential, and who is naughtier than the restless boys, than all restless boys. He's so naughty. He's even naughtier than all the other naughty boys, restless boys. The idea of Krishna, beautiful activities, is attracting my heart, and I do not know what can I do. Bilva Mangal Thakur is in great eagerness. All right? Great eagerness. He said, what? He's the naughty among the naughty boys. Okay? Where can I find that boy? He's so eager. All right? So that means he is eager, and through the eagerness is describing the Lord's transcendental qualities. All right? All right, let's look at the next one. Tat vasati stale priti yata padya valyam. Padya valyam. Okay, the padavali, all right? Okay, now. Atrasit kila nanda satma shakatasya trabhavat panjanang. Bandachedo karopi damabir abut paddotra damodaraha. Itam matura vriddha vaktra vigala piyusha dharam pibanna ananda shru kada madhupurim danyas charisyamyaham. Madhupuri. Wow, that's a beautiful name. Madhupuri means the place of this thing, all right? So now, so Madhupuri means the place of Krishna's Madhura. Madhupuri. That's another name, all right? I was reading one book, I was telling Madhupuri. Oh my God, so fascinating. Oh, Madhupuri. All right, okay, now. So now here we are talking about attraction for living in the place where Krishna had his pastimes. All right, living in the place where Krishna has his pastimes. So now it's quoting from the book called Padyavali by Rupa Goswami. All right, the Padyavali was written by Padyavali. All right, written by Rupa Goswami. He says, there is a following statement about Vrindavan. He says, in this place, the son of Maharaj Nanda, Why they use the word son of Maharaj Nanda? Because it is being very specific. Nanda Satma, all right? Atrasi Kila Nanda Satma, all right? So the son of Maharaj Nanda. So it's specifying. When you talk about Krishna, which Krishna? Is it your neighbor Krishna? Is it your father Krishna? Which Krishna are talking about? So specifically mentioned here, son of Maharaj Nanda. They didn't even mention son of Vasudev. Say son of Maharaj Nanda. That means the Maharaj Nanda is the king of Madhurapuri. So it's specifically the person in Madhura, the king, and his son, specifically naming that particular Krishna. So the place called son of Maharaj Nanda used to live with his father, who was the king of all cowherd men. Right? In this place, Lord Krishna broke the cart in which Shakata Shura demon was concealed. Okay? Shakata Sura demon is one of the demons that's sent by Kamsa. The Kamsa is actually the Thai mammon for Krishna. So he started to bring all possibilities way of killing a baby. First, he sent Putana. Thought of by smearing the what they call, she came in a very beautiful form. All right, they came and saw the baby and he started to breastfeed. In those days, every mother will breastfeed. It is not specifically to their child. So when they saw that, So what happened? So the demon called Putana assumed a beautiful form. So he went there and everybody was so captivated. He said, who is this very beautiful girl? And she came, with the very distinct, everybody was like awestruck. Wow, who's this pretty girl, man? She came and took Krishna, want to breastfeed. She smeared a very poisonous poison on a nipple. So at one touch on the lips, the child will die on the spot. Putana is famous for killing child. It's a child killer, right? So like that. So of course Krishna killed. Then another opportunity, like of course Tottil, right? Tottil வந்து play போடுவோம். So the demon came in the form of Tottil. That's why they call cart demon. Cart na Tottil. Right? Talluvandi. Maybe the straw, right? Sometimes when you put the child, we go on what they call that. What is the term for that? They call what? The straw, right? So we put the baby and take them. There's a straw, there's a cart. So the demon came in the form, thinking when they put the child inside, immediately take the demonic form and kill the child. Right? But what Krishna did, he broke that cart and killed the demon. So Shakata Shura demon was concealed. At this place, Damodara, who can cut the knot of material existence, who can cut the knot, right? And the sikkala vetta mudiyum, can cut the knot, was tied by his mother Yashoda. Can you imagine? Right? I want to go to the place. Right? In this place, the son of Nanda lived with his father, was the king of all cowherd men. Lord Krishna broke the cart of Shakata Shura demon. And that Damodara, a baby, could simply cut the knot of material existence, was actually tied by the mother Yashoda. All right. So now a pure devotee of Lord Krishna resides in the district of Mathura or Vrindavan. Okay. Mathura or Madhurapuri. That's why the term called Madhupuri. Right. The pure devotee of the Lord Krishna resides in the district called of Mathura or Vrindavan and visits all the places where Krishna pastime was performed. They like to go to all the place where Krishna pastime was performed. At these sacred place, Krishna displayed his childhood activities with the cowherd boys and Mother Yashoda. The system of circumambulating, right? Of these place still current among the devotees of Krishna. They call as parikram. When you go to India, Vrindavan, there's a called Vrindavan parikram, which is the big one. They go around the whole Vrindavan. And secondly, they go to another parikram, what do you call it? Govardhan parikram. They go around the Govardhan hill. Right? Those who are in Ipoh, like Kesavan, you all should be very lucky to be in Ipoh, because in Ipoh we have Govardhan Sila. So when you go around our deities in Ipoh, like as though that you have gone around the Vrindavan, what they call the Govardhan. So like that, all right? So people are still going around. And those coming to Mathura and Vrindavan always feel transcendental pleasure. They feel a kind of pleasure. Actually, if someone goes to Vrindavan, he will immediately feel separation from Krishna, who performed such nice activities when he was present there. So when Prabhupada went around the world, all right, he was such a successful person, went around the world spreading Krishna consciousness, but his mind and soul still dwell in Vrindavan. Sometimes when he start to remember Vrindavan, he start to cry. Right? When he knew that he's going to leave the body, immediately come back to Vrindavan. All right? Because Vrindavan is a place. Right? So like that. All right. Now let's look at the next one. Apicha. Vyaktam ashrintevantar lakshyate rakti lakshanam mumukshu prabrittinam chet bhave esharatirnahi. Such attraction for remembering Krishna, such attraction for remembering Krishna's activity is also known as attachment for Krishna. All right, just by remembering. There are impersonal philosophers and mystics. Okay? There are some impersonal philosophers or mystics. However, by a show of devotional service, one ultimately merge into the existence of Supreme Lord. All right, there's another type of people. Okay, they are impersonally, they're Mayavadi, or they like to do mystic yoga. So they like to show some kind of devotional service. Okay, and through that, but what they want, the best bargain, the best deal, but asking for a low bargain. Okay, just like you're buying a rice. Okay, you're so hungry, you want to buy a rice, right? You want to go and buy a rice. Okay, just think about it. You are going to buy one sack, 10 kg of rice. But you go there, from you paying money, which is cost you over 30, 40 ringgit, but you take up your ring, gold ring, and give it to him. Keep that gold ring. You are exchanging a gold ring with a sack of rice. Is that intelligent or not? What do you think? Yes, Seven. This is something very intelligent to do. Anyone else? All of you too quiet today.
Will repeat, Prabhu?
That means you are buying a sack of rice, but you're paying them with a gold ring. Is it wise or foolishness? You understand, Prabhu?
Yeah.
What do you think? Is it wise thing to do?
It depends upon the circumstances, Prabhu.
No, it doesn't matter. Whatever circumstances, but you're going to exchange a gold ring for a sack of rice. Is it wise thing to do or not?
A sack of rice and gold, definitely not foolish, Prabhu.
Foolishness, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have money, you even can take the gold and go and pawn and get some money and pay, right?
Yeah, Prabhu.
Why are you going to give a gold? So the same thing here. So the Mayavadis are foolish. That's why they say foolish. Why? They do this kind of devotional service, which is topmost. But what they want, bargain for, they want to merge into the existence of the Supreme Lord. They want to merge into the Brahmajyoti. Right? That means just buying a gold, take a gold, exchanging a gold with a sack of rice, which is absolute foolishness. Right? They sometimes try to imitate pure devotee sentiment. Right? They also want to imitate the pure devotee sentiment by visiting all the holy places where Krishna and his pastimes. But they simply have a view of salvation. So the activities cannot be considered attachment. So this kind of attachment, I mean, you see the Mayavadis go to Vrindavan or bathe in Ganga, Yamuna, or in what they call in Radha Kund. They can go on Parikram, Vrindavan Parikram, or they can go on Govardhan Parikram. All these things they do. But what they want, they can imitate even a pure devotee. But what is the ultimate goal? Merge into the light. That is absolute foolishness. So, like that. So, and their act of this kind of devotional service, it is considered not attachment. All right. We are talking about attachment. All right. Okay. Okay. We do the. Okay. So far, anyone got any question?
Prabhu,
Yes, Prabhu.
you are so vehement in your telling that impersonal is a foolish paper. But the Kumaras and Sukadeva Goswami, they were impersonalists for a very long time, Prabhu.
Yes. But ultimately,
But you mean they are also equally foolish, Prabhu?
they were former foolish. But eventually they found the truth.
Yeah, but any impersonalist is also later, after many births, he's going to find the truth, Prabhu.
Yeah, definitely. But the thing is, the foolishness we are referring to, like example I give, exchanging a
Gold for sack
gold
of
for a rice.
yeah.
You are
Yeah.
performing devotional service,
Yeah.
and you can think about going back to God. Yes or not?
Yeah.
You had that opportunity. See, like for instance, when you look at that Shukadev Goswami, or you look at this what they call when you look at
Kumara.
Shukadev Goswami or Kumaras and everything. So what happened? They were impersonalists, yes, but eventually they found the truth and they changed. Yes or not?
But that they are given an opportunity. If I am given an opportunity, I also will change, Babu.
Yes, Prabhu. The
Yeah.
thing is, are you, when you go there, that's why you say, when you go for a place of pilgrimage, what you should do?
You should listen to lectures and all that, Babu.
So when the Mayavadi go there, still have that thing of merging into the light. Did they associate with the devotees and everything? So
Yeah.
for them, it's a pilgrimage of what?
Like they say, like crows now.
Crows. Yes or not?
Yeah.
So it's a place of pilgrimage for the crow. So they got that opportunity. You are in Vrindavan, you are there, you got an opportunity to serve Krishna, you start opportunity everything, no sadhu sangha, no nothing, still have that same mentality of being a mystic or being a or yogi, want to practice yoga or what they call or what they call or merging into the light, merging into the existence. So what kind of intelligence is that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what happened? Of course, they achieved that Brahma Jyoti. Fair enough. It's also a heavenly place, right? But you go there, you cannot last long because you can't stand idle. Eventually fall down. So the question is, you do so much of austerity just to go into something which is very, very which is not worth it. Right? And what they do, they speculate on the thing. So they say that God is formless. Why? What it means God is formless, impersonal, no person, no personality. So they go there, they see Krishna, they see Sakshi Gopal, they see Radha Madan Mohan. Right? They see all these personalities. They say, no, all these are expression. But because God has no form. How crazy, right? It's absolute foolishness, yes, no? For us to go to Vrindavan itself, such a big headache, big thing. Like myself, no way I can go unless I get cleared from my bankruptcy. And I'm so eager, I'm so lamenting. I'm lamenting. But a person who go there and don't appreciate, how do you feel? Yes or no, bro? Prabhu?
Yeah, very true. But
Just imagine at your age, can you go on Govardhan Parikram?
impossible, Babu.
Possible. But someone
You
goes to
can,
the
Babu.
Govardhan
You
Parikram,
can, Babu.
someone goes for Govardhan Parikram and act like impersonal. Are they foolish?
Very, very foolish.
Exactly. Very foolish. What do you say? Very, because you have that kind of eagerness, lamentation, right? You want to do it, but of course, your age, you can't do that, right? But when
But
someone
you take the Varna ashrama,
Mhm.
all the Brahmins are only praying for that now, Babu, impersonal Brahman.
Yeah.
From there, you must get the Vaishnava, it become a Vaishnava. Okay, Babu?
Yeah.
So they say even all the Brahmanas in the Varna ashrama are praying for impersonalism.
Yes.
They go
But not all, but most.
most. Yeah, that's true. Very, maybe nowadays I'm completely wrong. Most of them are Vaishnava. So.
No, because generalizing is very bad.
Yeah, true, Babu.
So most of them. So
Yeah.
most of them are like that. They have that kind of thought, impersonalism, no? So very sad situation. Because if we go to Vrindavan, whenever I feel like I can go to Vrindavan, come back, maybe I don't have that kind of lamentation. But we are in the situation like you have advanced age, and I am the situation financial. I mean, they got the bankruptcy. This thing, like I can't even think about going to Vrindavan. Sometimes I used to lament. By the time I get the chance to go to Vrindavan, I'll be very old and frail. I don't think so. I can walk around that Govardhan or go to around this what they call, or take a cold dip in Yamuna. You think I can do it now itself? I feel like all kind of aches and everything start coming in. All right. So when people can get a chance and they go there, they do something nonsense, you know, when we don't have it, just like a beggar sees a person, it take a bite and throw the food away. How the beggar will feel? They feel very frustrated because they don't have it, and these people don't appreciate it. You know? So something like that. So we only can do in our imagination. All right, I think we end the session here. I also start to have I think I became like overexcited today. I spoke so loud and I start having sore throat already, losing my voice. All right, so we continue tomorrow. Please mark your page 139, page 139, first, second, third paragraph, right? So it is said by Rupa Goswami is going to be the tomorrow's topic, right? It's at the page 139, third paragraph, right? So now let's open for questions or any takeaway. Guys, Rupa Goswami. Is this class today quite heavy? Was it okay? Keswan, Sadguna Mataji, Saras Mataji.
Okay, Prabhu.
ரொம்ப ஹெவியா இருந்துச்சா?
இல்ல ஓகே தான் பிரபு.
அத பார்த்தோனே எனக்கு உற்சாகமாச்சு. Very nice, I'm telling you. I'm always grateful to Sadguna Mataji. You know, I'm always grateful to her because she's the one insisted to study Nectar of Devotion. She sent me message, no, Nectar of Devotion, Prabhu, please, Nectar of Devotion, only Nectar of Devotion. So nice. Are you there, Sadguna Mataji?
We're lucky, at least we're learning through you, Prabhu.
Sorry?
It's, you know, we are learning through you. We are so lucky to get you to learn. At
No.
least you're clear, you're really explaining well, so at least we are learning. We like to learn more from you, Prabhu.
No. We are learning from
I wish
Prabhupada.
for that. Yeah, always I wish for that, yes.
I'm just learning only. I'm also learning with you. We are doing a group studies. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
We're
Thank you,
just reading
Prabhu,
and
for
try
that.
to understand. Yeah.
Yes. I
All
always
close to
wish for that. Learn from you. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. My pleasure. All right. So, okay. If there's no further question, any other question, comment? Anyone?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Kesavan.
Prabhu, just now you tell the story Bilva Mangala Thakur, the one like similar to the Ajamela story, Prabhu.
No, Ajamila is different.
Oh.
Ajamila accidentally chanted the name of Krishna. All right. Accidentally calling the son Narayana. But Vishnu Dutas came. He saw that argument. Then he started to realize, I made such a mistake. Then after both of them left, he got up, he gave up his wife, prostitute wife, the children, everything. He went and did his austerity. He did his bhajan and he achieved success. Then he went back home, back to Godhead. Right?
Okay.
Accidentally, right? But Bilva Mangal Thakur was awareness. You know, he went there and he, come, my darling, I'm here. Suddenly the prostitute Chintamani says, are you crazy? If only this kind of dedication you show to Krishna, how your life will be. Why me? I only got flesh, bone, and blood and mucus. Flesh, blood, and this one is what do you call selam? Selam என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க? Pus. My body is made of flesh, blood, pus, and bone. This is the combination, and you're so attracted. How crazy! If only this kind of attraction you show to Krishna, where will you go? So the word that she said struck him hard. Then he went and gave up everything. He went to Vrindavan. It's a totally different environment, different scenario.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. No one else? All right. With that, I'm so grateful to every one of you. Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, Saraswati Mataji, Kesavan Prabhu, and Sadguru Mataji. Thank you for joining today's session. Today is Sunday, 28/9. Tomorrow is Monday. So we meet again in the morning. But morning, I'll tell you the time. I think tomorrow I got something. But maybe if I don't have that, we start at 9:15. If not, we start a little later. All right. Maybe 9:30 or something like that. Okay. So till we meet again tomorrow. Thank you so much. I'm grateful to each and every one of you. My humble obeisances to all of you. Meet again tomorrow. All right. Vancha kalpatarubhircha kripa sindhu bevacha padhitanam pavinibhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namah. Srila Rupa Goswami ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Gauranga.
Oh,
Hare Krishna.
thank you. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.